Hey, it's your buddy Tim Schill coming back with another Raid Shadow Legends video. And I am going to do a video today on a guy I pulled this weekend, Genbo the Dishonored. And I'm going to say it now that this guy is a better arena nuker than Trunda. I'm not sure if he's the best arena nuker in the game right now because there's a legendary version of him, this guy, that I believe does very similar things. Obviously, I haven't pulled him, so I don't know. But if I pull him, I will compare them. But right now, I believe Genbo is the best arena nuker in the game, and I'm going to show you why. Let's talk about it. Okay, so before I start the video, I just want to show you something. I'm at day 104. And I was lucky enough to finish my faction wars yesterday. Lizardman came up, was my last 3-star. 3-star on every faction war crypt. So excited to get my Lydia Death Siren. I go over here, I click on the Lydia Death Siren thumbnail thinking there was going to be some cutscene or at the minimum a legendary shard opening video, right? I mean, with Lydia coming out, which had been... No! There was a message right here in the middle of the screen that said, "You have received Lydia Death Siren." I was like, the hardest champion in the game to get, and that's what you do, Polarium. Up your game. Up your game. Okay, so let's talk about what we came here to talk about, which is the new king of Arena Nuke, in my experience. Now, I'm going to caveat this whole conversation because this guy has a very similar kit and he's a legendary with better stats, so he might be better. But this guy right now, for me, is a better arena nuker than Trunda, and we'll show why. He is a Shadowkin attack-based Void champion, which is nice. He has no weak matchups. His A1 is a buff stealer at 100%, well, 50%, attacks twice. They can't resist his increased attack buff steal, so that's kind of nice if you need to on a boss, if you need to take away his attack buff. His A2 he goes from his A3 into his A2 where he self buffs himself on a 4-turn cooldown for 3 turns, so he keeps this up all the time. Then goes into his A2, which is a very cool animated, super fast attack that just sits people down. His passive is he's immune to decreased attack, so you can't hit him with a decreased attack debuff, and he'll ignore unkillable buffs when he's under an increased attack, which he always is, right? So he's under an increased attack. You can't debuff him. You can't put a decreased attack on him, and he goes in there and nukes down. He also has an aura of ally speed in arena battles, which is only slightly better than the all-speed group, which is at 19 and he's at 20. So let me show you how I have my Genbo built, and then we will compare him to my Trunda. Well, I'll show you Trunda first because I'll come across her. So my Trunda is in about the best gear I could put her in. I tried to pump up the HP, tried to pump up the speed. I got her as close to 100% crit rate as I could. I have 221% crit damage with some decent resistance as well. So she does pretty well. She's obviously been my arena nuker forever and has done a fantastic job, but I'll tell you, this guy is better. And let me show you his stats. Very similar. He's got a little bit better attack, 300 better attack, and lower crit damage, but he buffs himself into crit damage, so that's pretty even. And for his masteries, I went very standard arena damage dealing champion with Helm Smasher and some of the turn meter stuff. So let me show you this. Let's go into Ice Golem 21, which is a neutral affinity for Trunda, and then obviously everything is a neutral affinity for Genbo. And we are going to let them run on the first wave. So we're going to let her get off her first nuke on the first wave, and then we'll look at her damage. Obviously, I have Bad Alcazar's aura pumping everyone's crit rate up. Gorgorab is going to increase attack. She's going to decrease defense and weaken, and then Trunda is going to nuke. So we will let that run through. Increase attack. Let's see if we get. Make sure we get. So we missed weaken on one guy, and then here comes all the poisons. So she gets 25% extra damage, and then here comes a nuke. Bam. Okay, 2 guys go down. So let's see what we did here. 448k. Respectable. Killed 2, 448k. Part of that was because Venus did so much bloody damage. I'll tell you, I did not expect the damage coming out of that support champion, but it's pretty unbelievable. So let's do the same thing with Genbo. And see what kind of damage we can get out of him. And I'll slow it down for his A3 animation because I think it's super cool. Okay. So, watch his A3. He goes into this trance, and pop. Okay. So let's see. 571,000 damage from an epic. An epic. Trunda, where are you, girl? That's crazy. So, let's look at where he really shines, which is in the arena with his passives, right? So, some of the more difficult teams to beat are those teams that run, like this guy, will run a so this would be a good one too. So they got a revive. So we're gonna try to fight this guy and hope we're faster. Now I run sort of a modified blender comp, right, where I'm using my Arbiter as speed lead and increase attack and increase speed, and then I'm trying to decrease defense and decrease the turn meter with Deacon, and then these two just nuke down. So if I'm faster than these guys, I win. And this is where Skullcrown just gets sat down. Just sat down. That's it. She doesn't get to do anything. Just goodbye. Sit down. Thanks for coming. Let's try this team. 245. Krisk is a problem. Krisk is a problem. I'm going to pass. I don't want to screw up my win rate, where I can just go through and nuke these guys down. And you can see that and it's super fast. It's all on auto. There's just no those little shields they have. And then if anybody does come back, we have Trunda following right back up. And that's it. That is it. How about this Kymar team? Got some defense. An epic. A bloody epic. And pop. Thanks for coming. Thanks for coming. How about the Siffy team? Let's see. Siffy is a bane to my arena existence, to tell you the truth. She drives me absolutely nuts. And pop. Nope. Thanks for coming, all. Thanks for coming. An epic. Anyway, you can see I've been playing with it. I went after some pretty high level arena teams for a while and lost 2, but still a respectable win rate for this group as I was testing their limits. Yeah, so if you like the video, please subscribe to the channel. Leave me a comment below and like this video, and we will see you next time.